My name is Peter Guerra. I grew up in Echo Park, an area of Los Angeles with a lot of history. For those of you wondering how Echo Park got its name, a local architect by the name of Joseph Henry Tomlinson would often hear the voices of his men echoing throughout the basin. And because of that, Echo Park was born. And if you talk to some of the older members of the neighborhood, you'll hear them tell you how Echo Park had such an impact on the early development of Hollywood. With filmmakers like Max Sennett, who was the owner and operator of Keystone Studios located on Glendale Boulevard, and the grandfather of slapstick comedy, whose brilliance brought us the liking of Charlie Chaplin and the Keystone Cops. But as far as my lifetime goes, Echo Park has always been a melting pot. Some of my most fond memories growing up as a kid was when I used to skateboard with the Koreans on Morton, play basketball with the Cambodians at Logan, and celebrate the 4th of July with the Italians on La Vida. And as I had gotten older, more affluent members of society became to take interest in Echo Park. And just when I thought I had seen it all, a whole new wave of people made the pilgrimage and decided to call Echo Park their home. Started hearing some people kind of gathering around my tent, just kind of walking. So what I did was pull out my knife. Thought shit might go down. Some of you guys may have heard the saying before that this is Echo Parque, the neighborhood. You could come into our neighborhood as long as you show us respect. Otherwise, we're gonna fuck you up. But with the demographics changing in our neighborhood and cultures colliding, I really didn't know what to expect. I thought I was probably just gonna deal with a bunch of crazy people.
I don't like greedy people. You ask money before the work.
Drug addicts and alcoholics.
We've been going through some bullshit lately, but you should be alright, hopefully.
I used to think it was disrespectful for these homeless people to come and just barge in and move into our neighborhood, take over the park. That was until I myself decided to spend a week as a homeless person living in these tents. Nice tree, man.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
I'm sorry. I don't have anything like the people say some restaurants tonight where it won't be rained on. Like, what do you get? Like a blanket or a sleeping bag or even a water?
I can give you a water if you want.
Oh, thank you. What kind of?
I ran into a young gentleman who really didn't have much. He had like a t-shirt and some sweats. So I gave him some socks. I had 2 socks on.
That's cool. You be comfortable enough?
Yo, what's up, guys? It's fucking day after Christmas. It's 6:30 in the morning. Last night I couldn't sleep. It was so cold. I have 3 pairs of socks on, and my feet are still cold. I have plenty of sweaters and jackets on, so it wasn't too bad. But I only had 1 pair of sweats. About 4 in the morning, maybe not that late, the sprinkler system went on and some water got in my tent. Man, it's tough, especially during the winter. Everyone thinks like, oh, go to LA, you know, they have perfect weather, but it gets pretty cold, especially by the lake, I guess because of all that water right there.
Everything here is actually normal, except we live in a bunch of tents. They don't call it tent city when you see a big old group of white people living in a bunch of trailers. Trailer parks are the same thing as this. Poor people trying to survive, with some kind of shelter over their heads so they don't have to freeze to death. That's just what it is. These people right here are not bad people. You know, as a matter of fact, what I don't understand is why some of them are so young. Young people shouldn't be homeless. That makes no sense. That means something is interfering with their access to education, and with their access to employment. You know, we're not part of the norm because something in the norm knocked us out of it. Yeah, there's bad people. Yeah, there's dope fiends. Yeah, there's always going to be that. Even when they fix all this, there still will be. But that doesn't mean that we're not still part of the country, or we're not part of. I served this country for 6 years in the Army. You know, and now here I am homeless. I shouldn't be homeless. They promised me a million things that I've never seen.
After getting to know my homeless neighbors, I have a whole new perspective on what it's like to be homeless in Echo Park. So I started panhandling with my sign. People here would give me like $1, and you know, a lot of people would just kind of smile and laugh. The ladies, man, they just came through in flying colors. Some people started giving me these gift cards. Someone else gave me a sack lunch, and a couple of these other girls, you know, one gave me like a 20 and one gave me a 10. Once I started receiving those larger bills, I was like, you know what, this isn't really funny. I'm not trying to take advantage of people's, you know, goodwill, and I don't want to exploit Christmas or the homeless people. So I just decided to stop. And what I'm gonna do is, with the money that I got, I'm gonna go to the store, buy some stuff. At the homeless encampment that I'm staying at, there's a little donation table, so I'm gonna try and like introduce myself and just give them what I got, you know, what I'm gonna get at the store.
What's up? Can I drop this off?
Thank you very much. I got you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
I wish people would understand more. If this is not something you wake up in the morning and say, man, I'm going to be homeless. People need to take what they have, they need to cherish it. Don't take advantage of it, because the minute you take advantage of it, you can lose it. You know, sit back and love life to the fullest, and know that no matter what you do in life, be the best person you can be. Because that right there brings glory upon yourself and God himself, and it helps you feel better as a person. You know, you don't have to walk around being dirty, scruffy, nasty.
And a lot of people would look at us and say, how are you guys on the streets? You guys look clean. Because we're not dirty people.
We're not
you
dirty
don't have to be
people,
dirty to be on the streets.
You know, and, you know, we're very clean people, you know, and we're never disrespectful to anybody. Not everybody that's homeless is bad people. Not everybody that's stranded on the streets are bad people.
Yeah, listen to their story before you start judging.
Yes. Just because we're in a tent don't make us no different than you. It just shows that, hey, you know, we're struggling a little bit more than you are. But all in all, like I said before, you love those around you the way you want them to love you. Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, can I help you?
I just pulled up to the McDonald's right here on Temple and Alvarado. I got the heater blasting, I got some hot food, and man, I really feel lucky that I had the luxury of being able to just hop in my car, take off when I want to. A lot of people at the lake, they don't have that luxury. You know, I'm sure some of them are better prepared than I am, you know, because it is their lives. I was just a visitor.
It's hard to find and maintain work, especially right now during this pandemic, when you can't properly shower or trust anyone not to be up in your tent stealing your stuff. You know, it's really difficult. You know, there's a lot of ways that homeless men and women, and unfortunately even kids, sometimes can fall through the cracks out here. While there are a lot of charities and services and, you know, some people that will help, yes, there are then also, like, you know, other drug addicted people that you cannot necessarily always trust, whether you think they're your friends or associates or not. A lot of times I hear it's just when you're getting your fucking head on your shoulders and your feet beneath you that you know, you get hit by a ticket or get arrested, or, you know, get your backpack taken when you're sleeping one night, or it's funny how that happens.
We humans are such complex creatures, and the fact that we use these blanket terms like bums and addicts, all we're doing is categorizing people, and by doing so we dehumanize them. I guess this trip has taught me just to be a little more compassionate, you know, that everybody has a story, and that We all struggle with different problems. You know, we all have our own way of dealing with them. And I myself, you know, I may just be a couple of paychecks away from being in their position. LA's expensive. I feel like the middle class is deteriorating, and there's a separation from the rich and the poor. And if we don't do something to help one another, there's going to be more homeless people on the streets of LA. And if there's anything that I could do to help these people, I'm more than willing to do so. Thanks for checking out my video and hearing my story. Peace.